A red weather alert has been issued for the whole country as violent and destructive winds are expected in every county. People are urged to keep in mind their personal safety, which is of utmost importance as Hurricane Ophelia approaches. People are urged to stay indoors and not to make unnecessary journeys. eireann have said that winds will reach their maximum strengths from the following times in the following areas. The public are advised to remain indoors from these times. Advertisement unable to play media BN_in article source up next BN_in article cancel embed code size 320 by 240,480 by 321,280 by 720 direct link Blue Billy Wig video player from 0700 coastal areas of counties Cork and Kerry from 0900 remaining parts of Munster from 1200 South Leinster and Galway from 1300 Dublin and remaining Leinster from 1500 North Connacht and Ulster. Ophelia is the most powerful Atlantic storm this far east on record, packing violent, destructive gusts of over 130 km per hour. Heavy rain, storm surges and flooding are likely in coastal areas, and the entire country has been placed on the highest state of alert. The National Emergency Coordination Group has advised people to stay at home, and no unnecessary travel or other outdoor activities should be undertaken. They said that all schools, colleges and child care facilities will be closed. They have also advised people to secure any garden furniture, bins and other outdoor equipment before the storm hits. The decision was taken following a special meeting of the Government Task Force on Emergency Planning. Drivers of high-sided vehicles are being advised to avoid travel during the height of the winds tomorrow due to the extreme danger posed by gale-force winds. Irish Defence Forces are on standby to deploy resources, including transport and engineering assets. Public safety advice: members of the public are advised to remain indoors for the duration of the storm, and to avoid all unnecessary travel while the storm is passing. Very strong winds are expected to make driving conditions hazardous, especially for vulnerable road users including cyclists, pedestrians and motorcyclists. Power outages are likely to occur in certain parts of the country. The public is urged to stay away from fallen cables that may have broken due to the high winds. People are asked to check in with isolated or vulnerable neighbors ahead of the storm's arrival, and again once the worst of the weather has passed. Coiled has closed all their forests across the country, and no public access is permitted to any coiled forests until further notice. They have asked the public to be vigilant of fallen trees and to contact emergency services if any roads or access routes are blocked by fallen trees. Dublin Chamber has called on employers to minimize the need for their staff to travel today. The Chamber said while red alert warnings remain in place, businesses should take necessary steps to ensure that their staff remain safe. Brown Thomas in Dublin, Cork, Limerick, Galway and at their BT2 stores will remain closed today. The Construction Industry Federation is urging its members to minimize the movement of employees today. The CIF said that for the duration of the red status weather warning, members of the public should avoid building sites. Jurors summoned to appear for jury duty this morning should not attend courts until tomorrow, Tuesday. Only one district court will sit in, Dublin Criminal Courts, to deal with matters for people in custody. All other courts in the country are postponed today. The Department of Education and Skills has publicly informed all schools, colleges and other education institutions that they are to remain closed. The HSE has said all hospital outpatient appointments are being cancelled. Patients do not need to attend or contact their hospital, and they will be rescheduled as soon as possible. The HSE in the Midwest has cancelled all their non-essential services today. They said all non-essential community healthcare services will not operate today, and the majority of our local buildings are closed. All residential and emergency services will operate as normal and to the best of our capability in the expected storm force conditions. Our colleagues at all hospitals have restricted all services to emergency with ED and local injury units operating. Ambulance services are as normal for emergency work. Bernard Gloucester, Chief Officer HSE Midwest Community Healthcare, said our crisis management team for the HSE in the Midwest comprising all services was convened yesterday and remains on alert. Our advice to the public is to stay indoors, restrict travel to absolute essential, and consider anyone around you who might be particularly vulnerable. For HSE services in the Midwest, follow updates on local media and on Twitter at Bernard Gloucester or at all hospitals or at Live or at Colette Cowan 1. Cork City Council has decided to suspend public services today at the following locations: Cork City Hall, Public Libraries, Civic Amenity Site at Kinsale Road, Swimming Pools, Public Parks, Cemetery Sale and Healy of their Evening Echo newspaper in Cork has said that the Cross River Ferry in Lower Cork Harbour is suspended. Emergency crews will be on standby throughout the day and city council staff are being deployed to deal with the expected issues. Normal services are expected to resume tomorrow. In Limerick, all parks have been closed while flood defenses have been engaged around the city's quays and boardwalks in case of localized flooding. Nova's homeless shelters and emergency accommodation services are remaining open. University Hospital Limerick has cancelled all elective surgeries and clinics, but their emergency department is still open. 247. Greyhound has postponed all waste collections scheduled for today. All collections scheduled for today will now take this coming Saturday, October 21st. The bin company is advising customers to pull their bins in and place them in a safe place where they are not at risk of being blown away. Transport bus eireann has cancelled all services nationwide from 5 a.m. to 2 p.m. due to the national status red weather alert, and airlines have advised intending passengers to check the status of their flight before traveling to the airport. Dublin Bus has said that they expect to operate morning peak services as normal, but here will be significant disruption to services between 9 a.m. and 6 p.m. This may include no services being available during this time. However, customers should be aware that services may experience delays and disruptions to service, and service levels will be dependent on weather conditions. The transport company said they will update their website, www.dublinbus.ie, regularly. Customers can also get updates on their Twitter account at Dublin Bus News or call our customer service line on 018734222. Transport Irish Rail have cancelled some services due to the storm. The 0920 Cork Houston and 0900 Houston Cork will operate. After that, no service will operate until further notice. The 0730 Galway Houston and 0735 Houston Galway are operating. After that, there will be no services until further notice. 0855 Limerick Houston will operate. After that, no services will operate until further notice. 0725 Houston Waterford and 0750 Waterford Houston will operate. After that, no services will operate until further notice. A decision will be taken on Cork commuter services at 10 a.m., but they are currently operating. A decision will be taken on Port-Laoise commuter services at 12 noon. All DART, intercity and commuter services are operating this morning except on the following routes: Limerick Junction to Waterford, Limerick to Ballybofey via Nenagh. Speed restriction of 80 km per hour, 50 miles per hour will be in place on the following routes: Drogheda to Mallow, Cork to Charleville, Cork to Cobe Middleton, Waterford to Kilkenny, Rosslare Europort to Gorey. Delays of 15 to 30 minutes are expected to services operating on the following routes for morning services: Cork to Dublin, Tralee to Cork, Dublin, Waterford to Dublin, Rosslare Europort to Dublin. Separately, a signal fault between Galway and Athenry, related to the storm, is causing delays of up to 45 minutes to services to and from Galway. Transport Air and Sea Dublin Airport and Shannon Airport have advised passengers to check the latest flight information before traveling to the airport. Cork Airport said cancellations are likely, adding, "We ask all passengers to check flight status with their airline to avoid traveling to at Cork Airport on Monday unless absolutely necessary." Responding to passengers' questions, Aer Lingus said it is monitoring the situation closely and that so far no changes have been made to its schedule. Ryanair said, "We will inform customers in the event of any changes to our flight schedule, and the latest flight information will be posted on the ryanair.com website." All Irish ferries and Stena Line sailings have been cancelled today.